Hey everybody, welcome to my movie reviews for AquaMan and Bumblebee. Now this review I'm going to be combining both films together because I did go see Bumblebee and AquaMan back to back, so I got to see them all today graciously. So I'm going to break this into two parts. I'm going to make part one about Aquaman, and then I'll do part two as Bumblebee. I will put some, you'll see the dividing point to when I transition to Bumblebee. Alright guys, let's start off with Aquaman. Aquaman starring Jason Momoa, Amber Heard, Patrick Wilson, Nicole Kidman, and William Dafoe. Now, this cast of actors for this film was incredible. I really loved this movie. It follows Arthur Curry after the events of Justice League, finding himself as a king. He knows he's not a king, he's not fit to be a king, but as the movie progresses, he becomes worthy, sort of like Thor, how Odin kicked him out and he had to prove he was worthy of the throne. And Aquaman, Jason Momoa, Arthur Curry was worthy of the throne. They got his name out of a hurricane. I don't know if that's related to comics. I'm not sure about Aquaman. I was always the one that made fun of Aquaman. I'm not gonna lie, I made fun of him because he was a dork. But Jason Momoa made him an incredible character for the DCEU and just in general. Everyone loves Aquaman now, right? So Jason Momoa, perfect cast. He was already cast since Batman v Superman, but he had a tiny little cameo. So I'm going to talk about Amber Heard. She played Mira, his love interest, and boy, she did a fantastic job. We got a little glimpse of her in, what do you call it, in Justice League, but she really didn't make her presence known. She just came and said, hey, Steppenwolf is here. He's taking one of the mother boxes. We need you to stop him, blah, 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 blah. But she did help Arthur Curry throughout his journey to find the Triton of the original king of Atlantis. And the whole backstory with the whole history and how it was underwater. Because we knew the city was around, but we never actually understood why it sank. But in the movie, it gave a reason that the original king of Atlantis wanted to fuse power, and it kind of disrupted everything, and everything started to sink, and they were able to evolve and become people, fishman, basically, like he called himself, to live underwater and evolve and swim and all that kind of stuff. So Mira, Amber Heard, and Jason Momoa did a fantastic job together. Their chemistry worked really well together. Mira looked stunning in her outfit. Jason Momoa looked like a beast in his golden green outfit. Now I'm going to talk about Patrick Wilson, who played Ocean Master, which is his half-brother, because his mother fell in love with an earthling or a surface dweller, whatever they're called, and they had Arthur Curry and that kind of stuff. And Nicole Kidman's character, Atlantia, I believe it is, was running away from her arranged marriage and married Arthur's father, and then that's a whole different story. So Patrick Wilson, the Ocean Master, his half-brother, is more, he was trying to, he was already a king, I believe, in the movie, and sort of like Loki, he wanted the throne. He believed he was the rightful heir to the throne, just like Thor. There's a lot of Thor elements in Aquaman, and you know what? That's great. DC is learning from Marvel. It's great. So Patrick Wilson, at times I thought his performance was off just a little bit, but it was good. I liked his performance. Nicole Kidman as the mother was pretty good. The man who played Black Manta, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this gentleman's name, I'm sorry, but you know who I'm talking about, who played Black Manta. Black Manta looked sick. He was very cool, and I was impressed by how accurate this movie was to the comic books in terms of their costumes. Aquaman was on point. It was like directly ripped from the comic books and splashed onto the screen. Fun. Mira's costume as well. So yeah, Black Manta was great. I believe Black Manta was kind of underused in this film. He could have been better, I believe. He could have had more of a presence. I know he was in the beginning of the movie as a pirate, and then he was killing all the sailors, and Aquaman came to save the sailors and let his father die, which was kind of a dick move on Aquaman's part. He shouldn't have left Black Manta's father die or drown. He exploded himself. Then we got William Dafoe. I was kind of with William Dafoe. I felt he was out of place just a little bit because he played the mentor or the trainer for Arthur, and I don't know, it felt off. I guess because I'm so used to him being the Green Goblin in the original Spider-Man trilogy. I don't know, he just felt off to me. It's like he didn't want to be there. Like, that's what I felt. And Willem Dafoe's a fantastic actor. He's done great films, but for me, he felt out of place. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but to me, he felt out of place. Then we got the side characters. That's about it. There's really no other outstanding character moments besides the chemistry between Jason Momoa and Amber Heard. They played fantastic together, and I have no complaints about the chemistry on those two. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the sequence of Aquaman. I'm going to talk about visuals and then the battles and all that. Visually, Aquaman was stunning. I couldn't believe how fantastic it was. Like, I was visually invested into the film. It looks so beautiful. Atlantis, sorry. It's really late. Atlantis is beautifully rendered in CGI. The colors popped up. The score was well done as well. I liked the score. It was pretty well orchestrated. The battle sequences with the two armies, with the Atlanteans, and I don't know what they were. I'm just gonna call them crab people, crab creatures. They were colliding. It was incredible. That scene is like from a fantasy film. Like the two gentlemen that I went to go watch the movie with, sort of like Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings. I agree with them because the more I thought about it, the more I liked it, and it was great. The visuals were great. The choreography between Ocean Master and Aquaman was incredible, and I liked how Ocean Master was a little schemy, just like Loki. That's the only way I can compare the two. Ocean Master was exactly like Loki, being very deceive and talking to other people as well. Hey, I need you to get this from me so we can do this attack and blah 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 blah. So the choreography was great. The acting was great. I was very impressed. Jason Momoa did a great job. Not William Dafoe. Amber Heard did a great job. Those two were the stars of the movie, obviously, and those two performances stood out the most. And yeah, I gave Aquaman a solid 8.5 out of 10. It was really great. I enjoyed Aquaman. I have to let it sink. I have to let it sink a little bit more for me to determine if it's the best DCEU movie. Clearly, it's going to be in the top 5 movies for this year that I've seen throughout the year with King Kansas, Mr. Movies, and J-Ro. Yeah, stay tuned for that. And now we're going to go on to the second part of this review, which I will be talking about Bumblebee. Alright, guys, so 8.5 for Aquaman. Let's jump on to the next review, Bumblebee. Alright, guys, welcome to my part 2 of this review. Now, in this part, I'm going to be talking about Bumblebee. So this was the second movie to release on December 21st, 2018. We first got Aquaman, now we have Bumblebee. So check my Aquaman review, which is the first part of this video if you haven't, or if you just completely skipped it. That's the first part of this review. Now I'm going to be talking about Bumblebee, and yeah, we're going to go from there. Alright, guys, so I'm going to start off with the beginning of the movie. Wow, this movie opened up like a Transformer movie should, because it opened up with the Battle of Cybertron, of all the Autobots and Decepticons fighting, and it was incredible. The CGI looked so good. Bumblebee's CGI was better. Optimus Prime was better. Cybertron in general looked way better. 1,000 times better than what we got in Michael Bay films. Because Travis Knight, who directed this movie, went back to Transformers' roots. G1. That's where everybody fell in love with Transformers. Now there's new cartoons like Prime and Rescue, whatever, all those nonsense cartoons. But everybody at some point encountered Transformers from the 1980s, and that's where Travis Knight took his inspiration for Bumblebee, setting it back in the 80s where the cartoons originally aired, and the designs were phenomenal. I loved every single design of the Transformers in this film. We got Bumblebee, who actually looks like a beetle now, the car beetle. We got Optimus Prime, fantastic. Peter Collins does return to reprise his role as Optimus Prime. You got Soundwave, Shockwave. You got cameos from some of the Decepticons. No Megatron. I was a little disappointed. I was hoping to see Megatron there in the battle, just to see you dang Autobots, whatever, right? For my criticism of the film, I have a few criticisms, but my main one is that battle for Cybertron should have been longer. I wanted to see more fighting between the two. I wanted to see a one-on-one fight with Megatron. Optimus and Megatron clash at each other. I know this was a Bumblebee film and how he came to Earth, and you know what? It was great for the 5-6 minutes of sequences that we got in Cybertron. I just wish it was a little bit longer because my mouth just dropped when I watched that opening sequence. I was like, holy crap. They actually got the sound effects right. It was just incredible. I got goosebumps all over my body. Transformers 5, or The Last Night, whatever it was an okay film. It wasn't really good, and it wasn't really bad. But that movie, after I watched it a third, fourth time, it kind of threw me off the Transformers movie. And like, I don't want to watch this crap no more. I think the first and third are the best ones in the franchise. So that's what I'm going to go along with until Bumblebee. Now we get Bumblebee's origin and how he came to Earth, which finally got that question answered. Because in the original Bay films, we don't know how he got to Earth or when he got to Earth. He came to Earth to scout Earth, and obviously there were some Decepticons that did follow him to Earth and wanted to create war on Earth with the Cybertronians. And we did get a cameo of Cliffjumper. Cliffjumper always gets the short end of the stick. He always dies in any form of media of Transformers. Cliffjumper dies. So that's what that part of the movie is. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about the actors. I'll just get my notes out. Haley Steinfeld, great. She did a fantastic job. John Cena, great. Gracie Dizany, sorry, if I'm butchering these names. And then we got Vanessa Ross, Peter Cullen, obviously, as Optimus Prime. And Bumblebee had a voice until he got ripped off. And now we know how Bumblebee lost his voice. His voice was by Dylan O'Brien from the Maze Runner series. So, yeah. Yeah, so overall, the action was great. Everything about this movie was good. This was the refresher that the franchise needed from all the Michael Bay mess. So I do recommend this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a 7. It was good, not the greatest. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. So overall, good Transformer movie. I think it's better than the original. So yeah, guys, that's it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Do check out our other videos we've done in the past. And you know, alright guys, see you soon. Be good.